Bruh, you cannot make this shit up. I'm standing waiting for the train, and this man stands next to me. I'm minding my business. This big grown ass man, at your big age, your big balding age, asking me if I'm 18. It's like, you look really pretty. Are you 18? You guys are predators. You guys are fucking predators. And I will expose you. Stop playing with me.
Hey you guys, so I'm gonna be pissing some people off in this video because I'm gonna have to be the villain that's gonna say the quiet part out loud when it comes to these conversations. I love talking about covert female behavior. Scientists have studied it, psychologists have noticed it. Most women are covert with our behavior. I like to try to translate like womanese. So I have another one here for you guys today. This conversation is going to be about the women who always come online and exaggerate it and just like act like they're super offended when men try to talk to them. I'm going to use one girl or a couple of girls as an example, but I'm not really singling them out. They're just going to have to be the example because I see this time after time after time after time. And other people have noticed this because I've read little threads about this. If you notice, it's usually unattractive women or unconventionally attractive women, women that look strange, overweight women, just women that would typically get overlooked. They are always the ones coming online with these exaggerated stories of, oh my goodness, you guys, this man was totally bothering me. I am so offended. And it's like, translation, it's a humble brag.
Bruh, you cannot make this shit up. I'm standing waiting for the train, and this man stands next to me. I'm minding my business. This big grown ass man, at your big age, your big balding age, asking me if I'm 18. It's like, you look really pretty. Are you 18? You guys are predators. You guys are fucking predators. And I will expose you. Stop playing with me.
So yeah, as you can see, this is one of the many examples that we always see on TikTok, a woman coming online when she really just wants to brag at the fact that men are complimenting her and giving her attention, and she is making something out of nothing and hiding behind the ill, I'm so offended act. Women love to be told that they look younger than their age, and you're all of a sudden angry and offended. It's covert bragging, okay? And a lot of women do this. They try to pretend to be offended at things that they know dang well they're eating up. Girl, you know that made your day, that he told you you look 18 and you're 30. You know that made your day, but they'll disguise it as, oh my God, y'all, I am so offended. He had the nerve to ask me if I was 18 years old. But any other time, actually, go watch my video where I was guessing people's age. When y'all be 35 and you actually look your age or older, you get upset, you get angry. You're genuinely angry because who wants to look older than their age? No, most people want the youthful look. I would take it as a compliment if somebody said that I look 18. I'm not going to get online and act like I'm just, oh my God, I'm so offended. This guy is a freaking creep for saying that I look young for my freaking age. And so I want to talk about why it's usually unattractive women that do this, okay? I just want to say, I don't think she's ugly. I do think that people do things, though, to make themselves look unattractive. It is certain archetypes and groups of women that do this. And like I said in the beginning of the video, either she's unattractive, she's severely overweight and out of shape, or she looks strange. This girl would fall into the strange looking category. This girl does have a very unconventional look by her doing, because I don't know why people be bleaching their brows. That's always going to make you look unattractive, you know, in society's eye. Science actually showed that everyone views beauty the same. So if we show you two photos, unconventional looking, and another person is attractive, which one looks better? Everybody points to the attractive looking picture. Okay, so yeah, no, beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. That's just what ugly people tell themselves to make themselves feel better at night. When I went on this girl's page, she is nothing to look twice at. Very homely looking, very raggedy looking. I see people that look like her all day long. I don't really care. It's not a memory that sticks in my head. And so that's why they always have to do antics to try to let the world know, like, hey, I'm still here. Unattractive women are always getting online and hiding behind the, oh my gosh, I'm so offended. Oh my gosh, I'm a victim. Oh my gosh, he's so creepy because he asked for my number at the gym or something like that. And they announce it to the world. It's almost like they're savoring the memory because they never know when this will happen again. It's such a rare moment for them. It's very obvious that situations like that rarely happen because attractive women, the eights, the nines, the tens, the sevens, they understand being seen, even if you're seen by people you don't want to be seen by, that absolutely comes with the territory. And you get so used to it. I can always tell when a woman is not used to being in that position because she's too happy to get online and be like, oh my God, you guys wouldn't believe it. This creepy man just said that I look young for my age. And I am just so scared. Like, I'm going to expose these. And it's like, okay, I can tell you're a rookie in this, and I can tell you don't really get hit on. Tell me you get ignored without telling me you get ignored. I was doing a vlog, right? And I had a couple of guys try to talk to me in the blog. And then one of the subscribers was like, how do you deal with this? I think she said something like, I was picking up the vibe that she was like, how do you deal with this? I'm too socially awkward for this or something like that. And I couldn't answer the question because I'm like, what do you mean, how do I deal with this? I've been dealing with this since I was like a teenager, getting male attention. I'm so used to it. Like the whole like, this is creepy. How do you deal with it? It doesn't even like pop up in my head because I'm so used to getting male attention. Do you get it? And so that's why I can always tell when women don't get male attention because they're so happy to come online and be like, oh my God, y'all, I am so offended. This man tried to literally assault me today because he literally stopped me and asked me for my number, guys. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how you can tell when someone has never had money before or when they've never had anything and like they just do the most in nice restaurants. When it's like, oh, to people who are used to that lifestyle, it's like this restaurant is nothing. We go here every day. That's like what it reminds me of. So that's why I can tell when a woman is overlooked when nothing really is happening to her. You look young for your age. Come on, girl. Name a time in history when a woman has ever gotten offended by looking younger than her age. Women are significantly valued by their youth and their beauty. When has women ever cared to police the type of age range of youth that people perceive them to be? Is every time I turn around, it's another grown woman trying to flex and bragging at the fact that people think that she looks 12 or 15 and bragging that she looks good for her age, which I think that that's kind of weird to say. You know, why do you want to look 12? But that's what women brag about. I see this happening all the time. So no, women do not care what age range that people perceive them to be, as long as it's a youthful age, they'll take it. They think it's a flex and they brag about it, even if it's like something weird, like, you know, bragging at the fact that they look 12. I see that all the time. It's always 12 and 15, no matter how old she is. Deep down inside, you're not offended. You're taking it as a compliment because youth is a flex. Oh, we see it all the time. They don't care what the age range of what you think they look like that you're telling them. They don't care about that. As long as they look young, they will take it and they will hold on to it and brag about it for the rest of their life. People tell me I look 12. I look good for my age. Black don't crack, baby. You see what I mean? Like they actually don't care. They wouldn't care if you told them that they look 3. As long as they look youthful, they'll take it. I got that good skin, girl. They be telling me I look 3 years old. Women get angry when you tell them that they look older than their age. When you look at my video where I was guessing people's ages, they all got angry when people guessed that they either looked their age, if they were 35 and people said they were 35, they were like, or they had angry responses. But if people told them that they looked younger, it was, oh, I'll take it. Thank you, y'all. The world sees the way you guys eat it up when you are told that you look younger than your age. So what if the man was just trying to flatter her? I always flatter people and, just try to make them feel good and tell them they look younger than what they are. That's just a common compliment, like, especially for women. Like, what if he was using pickup lines? Like, in fact, every time I work a job, men and women always tell me I look 19. I don't let it get to my head because I feel like I look my age. Like, you gotta realize sometimes people are just flattering you. I've talked about this already. I lie to people all the time and be like, girl, you look like I thought you was 16, girl. I thought you was 18. It's no, most of you guys look your age. And also, my man had seen the video of the girl, that's 30 that I have played. He said she looked her age. So it was probably just flattery. And yeah, her face looks very matured. But even when people tell me that I look 19, nothing ever pops up in my head like, oh my god, you're freaking disgusting. Like, no, I just pretty much, my ego is stroked for today. I'm like, okay, the anti aging is working. And that's about it. Like, y'all just are not a pleasure anymore. Like, remember the days when women were a pleasure and this used to be a compliment? Point to where in history has it ever been an insult for somebody to tell you that you look significantly younger than your age? Never. It's never been a thing. That's literally what women strive for. That's why the beauty industry and the anti aging industry is one of the most expensive industries in the world. Like, please cut that out. Women are actually scared of the opposite. They're scared of aging. And people are gonna say, well, no, her point is he's creepy and he's a predator because he thought she was 18. Once again, women do not care about that. They hide behind that. What she's actually trying to do is just let people know that men are hitting on her. That's it. That's all it is to it. She doesn't care about that. Women brag all day about how they're 80 years old, but people tell them they look 16. Women brag all the time about how they look like they're 16 years old still. Like, let's be real here. No matter what the age is, getting told that you look young for your age, especially when you're older, will always be a significant flex. Okay, so she wanted to savor that moment, come online and show everybody, look at the compliment that I received today. But it's like, how can I do this without being overt about it? And a lot of you girls, what you like to do is you hide behind the whole, oh my gosh, just super uncomfortable. Officer, there he is, get him. A lot of these women that do this, it probably makes their day that a man finally talked to them in years. They have to savor the moment by coming online and posting about it. When you're fine as heck, men are gonna talk to you every 5 seconds. It's not a big deal. Like, and you might even get some like unwanted attention, from people you don't want. Like, whatever. I mean, I'll tell you an actual story. Like, this would actually make sense if somebody came online and was like, hey, this guy was harassing me. So, quick story time. One time when I was out, this guy had came up to me, was flattering me with compliments, telling me how pretty I am. And keep in mind, it was in the winter. I had on a big coat. You couldn't really see my body or nothing like that. And this guy, in front of everyone, was asking multiple times to eat my cat. And I was like, I'm already taken. And he was like, I could be your side dude. It's okay. That is a story when a woman could come online and be like, oh my gosh, this man totally harassed me today. But see, all I did was tell my man. We just laughed about it. It was funny. I don't know. I know that sounds crazy. I don't have a victim mindset. He was clearly loony. I didn't really take it serious. Okay. I am just cut from a different cloth. I am not really the average girl. I know most people would be surprised by that story, but I grew up always as, just a girl living in big cities and stuff like that happens. Okay, so I have thick skin. You already know, if a femcel, unattractive, out of shape woman was in the same predicament that I was in, oh, she would have grabbed her phone so fast to let TikTok know what happened. that she was just so fine that a random stranger just wanted to go down on her. But it's like when you're beautiful, yes, stuff like that is gonna happen. Like that's the con with beauty. It's kind of like it's just a part of life. You can't control what type of attention that you're gonna get. That's how I can tell when people are not used to attention. It's gonna come however way it's gonna come. It's gonna come. You're gonna get it, and you'll get it in any type of way, good or bad. But unattractive women, since they never get it, they always micro analyze the attention, police it, bring it to TikTok, make a political stance over this one little interaction. What I told you, no, it's literally just an average day for a beautiful woman. That's the cons. Everything is not perfect. It was mad funny. Came home, me and my man, we cracked up at it. You know, like some of you girls are just insufferable. Maybe I just don't take life seriously, but y'all don't be coming home and telling your man the stories of the guys trying to get at you and just laughing with your man and moving on about your day. I don't know. It's like, oh, a regular day, the sky's blue. Me and my best friend, like years back when I was single, and we would be like, coming home from the club, we would just literally, it was so fun. This is such a memory. Like we would walk home from the club because we lived in a popular city where it was like walkable, and we would literally be laughing, drunk, just talking about all the dudes hitting on us, creepy, weird. Is that not funny to you? It was flattering at the end of the day that, we were not invisible for the night. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just being honest. That I'm just cut from a different cloth. I don't know if people can relate. Me and my best friend, I talk about her all day on my YouTube channel. We've been friends since middle school. Her and I, the stories that we have, we wonder how we're still even alive. Yes, we often question that. Okay, so we've lived life to the fullest. Nothing scares us. Okay, we're just a little bit of a different breed. I see some people are just a little soft and sensitive and everything bothers them. Not us, honey. And also, I wanted to also point out, see, this is a very realistic conversation that you probably won't hear women have online because there's a lot of femcells online that think life is a fantasy and that when you're beautiful, you're only going to get attention from rich white millionaires. And it's like, that's totally not how it works. You cannot control, I mean, you can get attention from them too, of course, but you can't control attention. You're going to get good and bad attention if you look good. Period. That's just what comes with it. Like when you're in the spotlight, when you're the main character, everyone's going to give you attention. You can't control who and what they're going to say. You know what I mean? Sometimes you cannot control what's going to come out of that man's mouth. You can't. And sexy for the night, anything will fly out of that man's mouth. Like, that's what comes with the territory, unfortunately. Listen, baby, stay invisible. If every time somebody says something you don't like, you got to go on TikTok, you will be on TikTok if you're beautiful every day of your freaking life. If you think being unattractive is hard, try being beautiful. Look at Tyla. If she breathes wrong, here comes the femcells coming after her. I wanted to bring an extreme example to show some of you girls would go viral every 5 seconds if you lived my life. Okay? You wouldn't last a day in my shoes. But see, I understand what comes with the territory that I've signed up for. So, yeah, I wanted to read this screenshot that I seen on Reddit, and I like it because they articulated it better than I could. Girls that publicly post rants about being hit on. This is so obviously a humble brag, pick me behavior. Why are you angry and yelling for all to see about how a guy asks for your number at the gym? Just tell him no and move on like a normal person. Exactly. You don't need to announce it to the world as if it ruined your entire day and how this is an example of the kind of victimization women across the world receive just by existing. Literally, no, it's not. Nothing happened to you. I actually think you like when this happens. And the ones that do this post about it all the time. Oh my goodness. Exactly. Somebody responded and said, I used to be so jealous that my friend would talk about having tons of guys DM them and text them until I realized they would actively engage in the conversation. They would be responding to the dude and still be like, oh my God, he won't stop texting me. So yeah, that's something that I noticed too about women is when they tell you something, you have to ask more questions, okay? Because a lot of the times their stories be mad, exaggerated, fabricated, just like what the person had said. The girl is over there talking about, oh my gosh, these guys won't leave me alone. The whole time she's entertained conversations with the guys that don't leave her alone, you know? Girls tend to do like subtle flexes, like weird little flexes like that in covert ways. But yeah, they exaggerate stories. So, like for me, for example, I have steps in the complex that I live in, right? And I like to get my steps in and walk to the grocery store. And every single time, I kid you not, every single time, men are flocking because, you know, the groceries, it's just heavy. They are flocking to help me. Or if I'm bringing up the laundry or something like that, they're flocking to help me. And I'll be like, no, no, thank you. I'll literally tell them, no, I'm good. I don't need help. And they'll still help me anyways. Women who are unattractive, they would have took that situation, came online and been like, y'all, this guy was so aggressive. I told him multiple times, no, don't help me with my groceries. And he still insisted to help anyways. Really was stalking me. And he literally almost tried to follow me into my apartment building, my apartment complex, as I was trying to get my groceries in. And this is the problem. See, we get victimized every day. And it's like, tell me you're not used to that and you don't understand that comes with the territory of being beautiful without telling me you're not used to that and you don't understand that that literally comes with the territory of being beautiful. But you know, like I said, it's fake anger. They like it. Yes, some women just want to let you know in covert ways that they are getting male attention, and the only way they can accomplish this is by hiding behind fake anger on TikTok. Yep, I said it. I'm calling it out. I'm saying the quiet part out loud. And by no means am I saying that actual situations of harassment and assault don't happen. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a lot of these women, it's not happening on a regular basis. Like their stories are fabricated on TikTok. They're just making something out of nothing. That's what I noticed about a lot of women. They're going to get angry and upset in the comment section because they love their little victim narrative. It probably turns them on, to be honest. I'm serious. I'm going to read this screenshot. It says the need for some women to play victim actually affects real victims, and it's sad to see. Yes, some women, they love, I noticed this too. They put themselves in predicaments to be a victim, like Sky Jackson dating a dude that's from jail. It's like, come on, you knew he was going to come out and victimize you. Or they fabricate stories because being a victim gets you attention. You get the stamp of sympathy for the rest of your life. You get to label yourself as a survivor. So even if scenarios of harassment really isn't taking place, they'll make something out of nothing and fabricate it just so they can get that lifelong stamp of, oh, woe is you, poor you, when nothing really happened to her. Actually, a lot of women are like that. But I'm not talking about women that's actually gone through things. I'm talking about women that just making things into a big deal when nothing really happened to her. She just wants a storyline for TikTok. That's what I'm talking about. And when I have conversations about covert female behavior, it gets dark. It gets twisted. Oh, plenty of women come online and they love to fabricate stories, lines, and make it into, oh, he's harassing me when that really never actually took place. And they love the validation that it communicates to the public. Some of them are twisted like that, and they love the covert underlying message of, look at me, I'm so desirable, I'm so hot that men are willing to risk it all and harass me just to get with me, you know? I call it the femcel fantasy. That's just what I came up with. I feel like that is the case with some women on TikTok. Okay? It is like a subtle flex. It's good for me to call this stuff out. You're not a victim. You are deprived of attention. You're actually a femcel, not a victim. And like I said, typically with these women, the archetypes that do this, usually unattractive, plain, homely looking, not really much that you would like double take. Got this down to the T. So from what I noticed, it's these groups that do it. It's typically usually white and black women equally. They equally do that. And the white or black woman, like I said, the homely type, they're always overweight, hair is undone. Women that come online and do this, they never ever look polished. Never ever ever look polished. Okay? Hair is always like thrown up in a bun. They have flyaways. It look like they haven't brushed their hair in months. It look like they haven't washed their face all week. Just super raggedy. No makeup, big old sweatshirt, glasses. Well, doesn't really have to have on glasses. That's the type of woman that likes to come on TikTok with then do everything that I'm saying in this video. Or yeah, so actually that's the first type. The second type is the woman is just hideous. The third type, it's usually like an alternative looking woman, and she could either be white or black. I just noticed it's always like white or black women that do this. Yeah, she's usually alternative looking, colored hair, just really funky looking, like just doing weird things with her appearance, bleaching the brows. I told you guys. And when I looked it up on TikTok, I literally typed in that storyline, and that's all that was popping up. You guys, I'm like a genie at this point. I'm just so used to seeing women do this. I got it down to the race, down to the exact appearance. And yeah, and then when you think about it, when you put it all together, it's the women that get overlooked in society. They're always the ones that need to tell you, men are still looking at me, guys, because their image doesn't speak for itself. And I ain't never seen a bad bee come out and do this. I don't know, I haven't seen it. So you mean to tell me it's only the femcells that are just getting harassed on a daily basis? And yeah, right. So men are only chasing the femcells down with a stick. And no, that doesn't make sense. So I'm breaking it down here in this video as to why we always see that archetype come online, fabricate stories, and play the victim. They love the attention that it brings because their life in itself brings no attention. You get it? Because why is it only a certain group of women? So all the men are they're ignoring all the baddies and getting with these types of women only? No, that's not how it works. That's literally not how it works. Those women are just starved for attention, and any little attention that they get, they hold on to it and want to broadcast it to the world. And so they love to kind of do little covert signals to let the world know, oh no, honey, I still got it. Women are covert. They don't keep it real. You have to try to like translate everything that they do, and you have to be smart enough to try to figure out what things really mean with women. Okay? And that's why men are funny online. I like this term because it's true. They call it womanese. I love that. I'm so sorry, but they ate that up. They did their big one. Womanese. Yes. Yes. That womanese basically means covert female behavior that you have to translate. They're not over. Women are not going to come out like me. See, I just come out like in my vlogs. I'll just come out and be like, hey guys, so yeah, this guy tried to talk to me today. I don't put it on thick and hide behind covert behavior and be like, you guys, I am so offended. See, this is why women can't go outside, because every time we go outside, like, I don't do all of that. Like, I'm a pretty overt person for the most part. And I don't hide behind, like, I'm Blunt. My channel name is literally Blunt Girly. I literally just come out and be like, oh, so this happened to me today. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I have never been really offended at a man trying to talk to me, coming up to me, complimenting me, flattering me. See how I'm over and I'm admitting that, like, that strokes my ego? That's like with any human though. Like, any human is gonna want to receive adoration. That's just human nature. Like what Aisha Curry said when people were attacking her. No, Aisha Curry was just being honest. It's just kind of like taboo to talk about when you're married and stuff like that. But no, like, if we're being honest here, who doesn't want to receive a compliment? Who doesn't want to be told that they look young for their age? Yes, I like when I do my makeup and I walk down the street and everybody's treating me like a freaking celebrity. Anyways, getting back to the woman that came on TikTok making a huge fuss and deal because a man was flattering her, girl, I see right through you. You just wanted to come online and flex the fact that you look young for your age. Okay? You wanted to flex the fact that men are validating you, that you still got it because you're 30 years old, you're up in age, you still got it, men still talk to you. You can't trick me. I'm a woman. I know what flatters us and what we get offended by. What truly offends a woman is when you tell her we look fat and ugly. That's offensive. That will upset us. That will ruin our day. Not you coming up to us and telling us we're gorgeous and we look youthful for our age. That don't offend women. Just stop. Stop acting like you care about things that you don't care about. I like talking about femcel behavior. I like studying femcels. Women that just get overlooked, they don't really get much attention. They're interesting. They're literally polar opposites of me. And it's just very interesting just watching them and just how they maneuver and how the femcel women are usually the ones that come online and oh my god, this guy, I can't even work out in peace, y'all. This guy would not stop staring at me at my workout. He literally was checking out my body. He would not stop staring at me. I can't even work out in peace. I'm gonna go to an all girls gym because I can't do it. I'm so offended. Stop. Now, I will admit, it is kind of annoying being stared at while I'm working out. Yes, we can all agree on that. But deep down inside, I'm talking about your deepest, truest feelings, okay? I am a truth teller here. Women are offended when we're ignored. When we're ignored and no one's staring at us, that's when we're offended. I would be offended if I got all dressed up and wasn't a single person staring at me. That's when I'm offended. I'm not offended at people staring at me. And like I said, when you're beautiful, you cannot control who is staring at you. You're going to get stared at from everybody. People you don't want to get stared at. That's literally what comes with the territory. So I noticed that unattractive women, since they barely get attention, you ever notice they like to try to control how they're getting attention? And it's like, that's not how it works. Stares literally mean if people are staring at you, that means you look really good. I don't look at people that are just meh. When you walk down the street and people look average, you've seen 50 versions of these people everywhere, you just overlook them. You stare at the ones that stick out. You stare at the ones that are rare, above average, that look really good. So yes, stares directly means if a lot of people are staring at you, that means you look really good that day. You do. You look above average. I even catch myself staring at beautiful women. Yesterday, seeing a beautiful woman, I couldn't help but to continuously look at her. That means you look good. Anyone who is used to being viral or successful, or just, you're used to, I feel like when you're beautiful, yeah, that's a form of that. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm used to going viral. I'm used to my videos doing views. I totally understand what comes with the territory is people are going to do videos about me talking crap. They're going to talk crap about me on sites because you can't control what type of attention that you get. You're going to get good and bad attention when you're in the spotlight. Do you get it? And beautiful women have the spotlight. So, if I see a negative video about me or somebody's talking mess about me, I'm just like, oh, okay, the sky is blue. Well, that's what I signed up for. I'm Black Girly. I have 10,000 subscribers. Each video that I drop now, it almost pushes like 10,000 views. It's a lot of people. I'm gonna get some good and bad attention. That's what it's like also being beautiful. It's like when you're beautiful, now you're the main character. Yep. That's what happens when you have a popping YouTube channel. When you're popping, you're gonna be the target for good and bad. It's just like the popular girl, the popular pretty girl in the school. She would get the male gaze and women would dislike her. Women would try to bully her, talk mess about her. That's how you know you're that girl. You can't control and police how people choose to give you attention, unfortunately. The little mini story time that I gave you guys of the unwanted attention that I received from the man asking to eat my cat. Yes. It's just like, oh, well, another day. Yeah, that's the reality. Girls aren't really going to talk about that. They're just going to act like, oh, it's only millionaires that just, sweep them off their feet. No, you'll get attention from pretty much everybody, good and bad, when you look good. And let's be real here. Most of these women, you're not getting harassed on a daily basis, okay? So you got to translate it. When women say harassed, usually they mean a man just literally asks for her number. So that's another thing that I noticed too is you have to try to like translate what they mean. They'll call anything harassing. So if a guy is staring at her in a gym, it's harassing. You have to try to translate what they actually mean. And like I said, this video is definitely not to say that harassing and stuff like that doesn't happen. Come on, let's be real here. Let's be adults. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's too many that just exaggerate it. Shout out to my subscriber. Her name's like Chocolate Chocolate. I remember I did keep it in my mind. She brought up a great topic. And it was like, remember that conversation? Would you rather be in the forest with a bear or a man? And it's like all of the unattractive feminists were saying they'd rather be in the freaking forest with a dang bear. A bear. So yeah, a sub wanted to know my thoughts on the conversation, and now this is the perfect time to talk about it. I feel like that conversation to me exposes women who have and enjoy victim complexes. Yep, I said it. Versus women who are realistic, grounded, and like are being so freaking for real right now. A bear? Really? You'd rather be in the woods with a bear? Like that's like chasing after you, charging after you? Obviously, sometimes I would rather have conversations with children than with women because at least children just keep it real. Okay. Obviously, a bear is more dangerous. We can never just have real conversations. But no, victims are going to choose the man because, oh my gosh, every time they walk out their house, the men are just chasing these femcells down with a stick. It's too dangerous to come outside as a woman. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all, please. I'm not talking about actual I'm not talking about actual victims here. Please forgive me. I'm talking about the ones that have a victim fantasy. Once again, see, I feel like these are conversations that femcells come up with. They're so obsessed with scenarios that just are not really happening like that to them. It's not. Like most of them are getting ignored. You want it to be to where the man in the woods is just chasing you down. Like, what type of fantasy question even is this? I'm sorry. What in the bedroom fantasy is going on right now? Oh, because men are just unpredictable, and at least the man won't bedroom assault me. And it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. These same girls, like what Dana Dane said, it's like, I'm gonna play her video. She said it perfectly. Oh my gosh, she said it perfectly. I'll just play her video.
Y'all doing too much. This hypothetical question about this bear versus man in the forest is about to get a lot of y'all feelings hurt. Some of y'all women, you're doing too much. You are the bear in the forest. You need to be scared of yourself. At the end of the day, a lot of y'all are running around acting like you so scared of men, acting as if you fear for your life on a day-to-day basis. Girl, men don't even pay you no mind on a day-to-day basis. You go to the mall, they ignore you. You go to the store, they ignore you. You go to the club and the lounges with your homegirls and they talk to everybody but you. Men ain't worried about you. You could be in the forest with a bear and a man and you got a better chance of the bear wanting to smash. It's almost comical listening to a group of women who invite strangers from dating apps to their house to smash on the first day are scared of men. I can't tell. I can't tell the way y'all be getting pregnant by strangers. Men who last names you don't even know. Men who mama you don't meet until the baby shower. I can't tell you scared of these men. Not the way you be out here giving out your address so freely and letting them come over there and Netflix and chill. The way you be going over their house when you don't even know them. Jeffrey Dahmer would have a field day with this generation, and somehow y'all scared of men. You scared to be in a forest with a man? Be for real. Y'all are comical. Nobody even takes you serious at this point because you're a joke. Every time you get on this internet and open up your mouth, it's a contradiction and you're a joke.
So it's like, do you see the fakeness? Do you see how it's like it's attention seeking? These women have a victim complex. There's like satisfaction. There's a form of comfort and pleasure out of being a habitual victim. You ever notice it's never bad bees that come out and talk like this? Because the bad bees are getting attention. It is always some fugly, unattractive looking woman talking about, I would choose the bear because men are just super dangerous. Translation, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to choose the bear because I get hit on by men all the freaking time. Like, men chase me down with a stick when I walk outside. That's what they're trying to do. So that's what it means when they choose the bear. Men just will not leave me alone, girl. I gotta choose the bear. And then whole time, it's the most ugliest person you've seen in your freaking life. Piercings all over the place, blue, pink hair. Something you would look at and ruin your appetite over. It's always women where you can look at them and it's like you wouldn't look twice. I wouldn't stop and stare at you. I would look at you and move on with my day. These are always the women coming online talking about I choose the bear, men are harassing me because they asked for my number, men are harassing me. They're, oh my god, I'm uncomfortable because they're staring at me. It's almost like a femcel fantasy. I don't For most of the time I don't think this is actually happening. And like I said, something that I peeped is, you ever notice beautiful women, they never go on like this. You ever notice that a lot of beautiful women are silent? The unattractive women, they probably will never know it again when the next time will be that a man will even look their way. So they have to savor the moment by coming on TikTok because they'll never know when that moment will come again. So it's kind of like, you know how on Instagram you capture your best moments? That's what it's like. It's like, this probably will never happen to me again. It probably won't happen to me tomorrow or when I walk out the house. People are going to continue to ignore me. So I need to savor this moment and kind of like secretly disguise it. But I need to come up with a way to talk about this without me obviously embarrassing myself and acting like this has never happened to me before and that I'm trying to flex. So, oh, I know, I'll just pretend that I'm offended that someone said that I look young for my age, and I'll just be like, these men are just super creepy. That's what I'll do to get people to see, hey, I get male attention. Okay? And commenters were clocking it. Let's read the comments. This video is really a humble brag about her being validated. You hide your bragging by acting like a victim and demonizing a man who complimented you. It's like you couldn't decide if getting complimented or being a victim would get you more clout, so you did both. So, they're all attacking him because he spoke the truth. Why I kind of enjoy talking to men more sometimes is because men cut straight to the BS and get right to the point. The women, sometimes talking to women just feels like we're not having a real conversation here. Everybody can see what's going on and we're just playing dumb. So all the women were obviously attacking that one commenter that spoke the truth about the situation, about her flexing. Okay? The women were like, getting male attention is super easy and it's so easy. Like, that's not valid. That's not a source of validation. Anyone can get a bunch of males attention. She didn't come online to do that. That's super easy. If male attention is so easy, then why do you guys be fighting for it? Why do you tear down the women that get male attention, like the Cooking with Kaya's, Tyla, and all that stuff? So easy, you're so unbothered, you're so decentered, you don't care. Then how come every time Tyla breathes wrong, fat, big back femme cells and big t-shirts and bonnets are always attacking Tyla? If it's so easy and everybody's just receiving it in abundance, no girls are being left behind when it comes to male attention, why do you tear down the pretty girl that gets all the attention in the room? And actually, psychologists have actually proved this to be true. How come you guys get so competitive if there's just an excess amount of male attention that everybody's getting? Women always be acting like, oh, well, we don't care about male attention. Most of you guys don't get male attention. Most people, when you walk down the street, just look past you. So they'll act like, oh, it's nothing to get male attention. No, you have to look like something to get, the stares walking down the street, to get people like stopping you down the street and stuff like that. Well, it depends on where you live, but when you live in a normal city, you have to look like something. If you are overweight and you look like a four in the face, most people are going to overlook you when you're outside. Morbidly obese women get treated like men in society, invisible, overlooked, and also ugly women get treated like men in society, invisible, no privileges, and overlooked. But we're gonna sit up here and play dumb and act like everybody is just, oh, this is just nothing. No, you guys be fiending for men's adoration, okay? And I clock it every single time on my channel. So, getting excess male attention, yes, it is a sign that you look somewhat good, okay? And I know this because I've studied this on myself. When I go outside and I look raggedy and I don't put no effort into my looks, people overlook me. Yeah, so I'm actually speaking from experience. People don't stop and stare. They don't, but when I put time into myself, I get ready, I get done up. Honey, everybody's staring. They stare so much, I get irritated. But I have to remind myself that's what comes with the territory. I don't get on TikTok. And you know what I mean? So, right after I said, I was honest. This is an honest conversation. If I go outside looking raggedy and unkept, nobody's looking at me. When I get done up, people look at me. I was doing research for the video and I seen that somebody said this same exact thing. And yeah, people always want to act like, oh, well, that's easy. Everybody's getting it. Shh, be quiet. Everybody is not receiving attention. Oh, okay, so the conversation was, what has been your experience with pretty privilege? Somebody said, well, I can't say that I'm all that beautiful, but I can definitely say that it's like a night and day experience of how I get treated by others when I'm in sweats, an ugly bun, half dead looking with no makeup on, versus when I blow out my hair, dress cute, and do my makeup. I'll tell you what, I get treated way different. When I look hot, I get free stuff like drinks and food. I get discounts on things like furniture and my car purchases. You think people are being just nice? No, it's like all of a sudden someone wanted to roll out the red carpet for me. So, yeah, you get the point. I literally relate to that experience. It's like night and day when I look raggedy versus when I'm dressed up. Okay? So, no. The girls that be looking raggedy, they absolutely don't get attention. They don't. When I'm done up, I'm the main character. When I'm not done up, I get overlooked. It is what it is. Play the looks game or get looked over. So women be having fake conversations talking about, oh, well, that's easy. Everybody's receiving validation from guys or whatever. No, everybody is not. When I don't look good, I don't really receive validation when I go outside. One time I actually dressed up like a man and it was so strange. I felt so invisible. I dressed up like a man and I put like a fake mustache on. And for the first time, I truly felt invisible. So, yeah, if you are unattractive, if you look like a man, if you're overweight, you are going to get treated not overweight because you could have. I'm saying if you are like morbidly obese, you're going to get overlooked in society. So, no, everybody does not get excess male attention. So yeah, getting back to the girl that came online and posted the video bragging about some guy trying to talk to her in a covert way, the man called her out and said that this is attention seeking behavior to prove that she's getting validation from men. And then, like I said, all the women were in the comment section acting like, oh, we could care less. That's super easy. Everybody's receiving that. And it's like, well, psychology says otherwise. The pretty girl in the room, she's saying otherwise because you guys turn into competition mode when she walks in for attention. So, are we ever going to have real conversations here, or are we just going to have pretend conversations? Psychologists have also noticed this as well in women, that they tend to compete for male attention, male validation, and if everybody was getting it, there wouldn't be a competition for it. Okay? As we can see, because the femme cells that don't get male attention, look at how they act. They have to savor the moment and, come to social media like it's a highlight reel and covertly disguise it as, oh my God, I'm so offended. So cut the whole, we as humans, nobody wants to feel ignored. One of the forms of psychological torture is I think it's called like solitary confinements. You know what I'm saying? When they leave you in a room by yourself with nobody to interact with. That is one of the most cruel forms of torture that a human can endure. And we need to just be real with ourselves. Yes, self-love is important. Of course. I have a lot of it. Are you kidding me? I'm super self-confident. Everybody can see that. But at the same time, I'm a person that has all this self love and self confidence in the world. I still need love and validation from other people. There's nothing wrong with that. You need both. So, women are in the comment section just trying to act like, oh, we don't need to get validated by men. We don't need to get validated. So you want to get ignored and nobody talking to you at all, like no type of validation. That doesn't make sense. But we see what happens to people, men and women, that get ignored and receive no attention and no validation. They turn into incels that make life miserable for everyone around them. They turn into femcells that torment the women that do get attention. They bully the women that do get attention. They make lives hell for everybody around them. And you're gonna sit up here and tell me you don't care about external validation? So yeah, to wrap the video up, I just want to say people come to my channel to finally have a real conversation about things. Okay? You come to my channel when you're tired of cookie cutter conversations, women not keeping it all the way real, women acting like no. When you're ready for a real conversation, that's when you come to my channel. Okay? That's why everybody's here. When you have unpopular opinions, because majority of the public is capping and lying and acting covertly, then you come to my channel. Because I make everything about science and facts. Even AI said that. AI said, I asked AI to review my channel, and it said that I do a good job at bringing facts and data into the conversation, which many people do not do. Because when I speak, I speak. And I said what I said. It's a matter of fact. And I don't like people to try to wiggle out what I'm saying. Now, you might have some people who aren't deep critical thinkers and they'll try to debunk my video by saying, no, that's not true. All of these women do get harassed every time they walk out the door. Look at the statistics online. Okay, so whenever people bring up statistics, I always say statistics is just a conclusion. You're not taking into consideration all of the women that are lying, which that happens a lot. It's a reality that happens. I've caught women lie about things like that. You're not taking into consideration women that are fabricating stories. It's a very small amount of women that are truly and actually real victims of traumatic situations that have happened to them. And the statistics are not going to accurately show real victims. No, it's going to put everybody together. It's going to put the women on TikTok together and the women that think that they're a victim because some guy asked her for her number and said she was beautiful. All of those women come together in the statistic, okay? Now, I can't do all the thinking for you. Some of the thinking, when we have arguments to dispute what I'm saying, you gotta kind of think for yourself, okay? Come up with a good argument. The statistics on that are all screwed. They're skewed. And once again, I would like to say this conversation is definitely not gaslighting real situations of that taking place. I'm talking about the other side that people don't want to talk about. Like I said, the fabricators. Two things can be true at once. There's victims, and then there's girls that just want attention. Yes, that's a reality we're not going to sit up here and skip over. But I'm just tired of women online acting like every time they walk outside, they fear for their life because a man is going to jump out the bush and R-word them. I'm sorry, but as a beautiful woman myself, as I do say so myself, that's just simply not the case, especially when you're a femcel. Let's be real here. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. I think that women are addicted to the feeling and the adoration and the attention that they get from the victim status and the victim label. They love it. They'll try to manipulate any story and make it into, oh my gosh, look what happened to me today. I'm a victim. And there are even people can say, well, no, look at the real definition. Yes, women who are addicted to attention, it's femcells that get the definition changed. So harassment back in the day used to mean harassment. Now it just means if a guy asks you for your number, that's harassment. I personally have to disagree with that. I don't consider that harassment, but let online tell it. Femcells got the definition changed. So, you have to critically think when we have these conversations, especially because I know there's going to be people trying to dispute what I'm saying.
Yo, forgive me if I mess up the numbers, but I was watching a video and the lady said some crazy shit like 1 out of every 5 women have experienced like SA, sexual assault. And the guy gets to asking questions like, well, because that's a jarring number. That's kind of insane. I'm not going to lie. Like 1 out of every 5, you can think of 5 women right now, statistically speaking, if you go off of what this lady was saying, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. And the guy starts asking questions and she opened her fucking mouth and said, yeah, like we told the women that if they've ever been catcalled, that's sexual assault too. No, it's not. I just want to be clear. I've never catcalled a woman. I know y'all might call me a liar. I've never done it. There's not a woman alive who can say like she was walking by and I was like, damn, shouted. Never in life. I've never cold called a woman either. Like when y'all be walking up to girls in the mall, how you doing? My name Jonathan. Never. It's always been church, school, workout, proximity. We already kind of knew each other and then we hit it off. You start talking, flirting, whatever. But like these were studies from like big colleges and shit. I want to know what else they are calling sexual assault, because y'all grandma's been sexually assaulting me. Old women don't give a fuck. You see these goddamn games? You see shit. Old women will grab an arm or a shoulder. Not even old women. All women. Don't be tall with some muscles. They act like you a motherfucking jungle gym. Y'all been SAing me. I've been getting SA my whole life. If we gonna go by that, you women are dangerous. Yo, there's some shit that you take serious, but that's not the serious shit. Don't do that. When I think of SA, I'm thinking like a random man groping you, or you know what I'm saying? You getting cornered and rubbed on, or worse, motherfucker get you in a weird situation. You say, I don't want to be here, and he, take it. I'm thinking of like shit that made me like, whoa, shit. I know the ladies probably don't think so, but when men hear those stories, that shit make our skin crawl too. Like, whoa. Cause we just imagine being you. This person who is way stronger than you, taking advantage of you. That shit, hearing about it is traumatizing. I can't imagine going through it. The catcalling? Yo, don't piss me off. Now we gotta look deep into those studies. They gonna say if a man maintains a stare too long, you got SA. Catcalling? It's like y'all grouping yourselves into the same group of women who've been raped. And I think that's kind of disrespectful. I'ma keep it a buck. You're putting yourself in the same box as a woman who got raped for real. Because somebody say, hey, dang, girl, that ass fat. He shouldn't be doing that. That's inappropriate. But you...
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. But I just want to say, I think what really piqued my curiosity about this topic of just fabricated stories and victims that that aren't really victims and want attention and stuff like that is because I had a friend, and I said this story before, but this I don't know, it was a couple of incidents that I've experienced where I have blatantly caught women lying. And I will just give you one incident, okay? So this friend told me that she wanted to go sleep with a guy. Like, I remember this vividly. She was walking me through the steps like, okay, girl, I'm excited. Like, you know, we're in the car right now. Like, she was plotting on sleeping with this man. Like, she was strategizing with me. Well, I wasn't saying anything. I was just like, oh, okay. She was like, just coming up with strategies, and like, she was excited. Like, she actively was plotting. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, walking me through the steps of how she's gonna make this happen, and she targeted him and slept with him, right? Later on, the Me Too movement came out, and she talking about some Me Too on Twitter. I asked her, I said, is everything okay? What is this about? Like, Me Too, what happened to you? And she said, well, you know, that incident with the dude, like. And I was like, what? So you're gonna try to act like that was SA? No. Well, I didn't really say much. I just thought this in my head. I was like, that was not SA. I remember, I don't think she even remembers that she walked me through that situation of her wanting to sleep with him. And then now she's all for attention because all the girls were coming out during this time. All the girls in droves were coming out. And, you know, the femcel mindset. This girl was actually unattractive, by the way. She was ugly. I'm sorry, but she was ugly. Her face was just straight up ugly. She literally looked like the man. And so it's like she literally went digging in the past to find any story just to like fit in with the crowd. Women tend to do that. If the topic tomorrow is about trad wives, the topic a few years ago, oh, we're all going to be trad wives. Okay, we're on that wave. If the topic today is about decentrament, okay, we're all on that wave. If the topic is about Me Too movement, we're all. So I started really psychoanalyzing the way, just like, man, this conversation is so deep and intricate. Like, I noticed how women are followers. I noticed how they do things for attention, sick, dark, twisted things for attention, like lie about SA or fabricate stories or just exaggerate stories or make up stories. Not all, you know. But the real victims should be agreeing with me on this because they're the reason why men online are always doing videos every time women come out. Cassie's lying. She's lying. This person's lying. You can thank those girls for that. That is exactly why men do that, because men have experienced directly women agreeing to sleep with them and then turning around. Never mind. He has saved me. You know what I mean? I actually witnessed this several times. So then that's when I started like really paying close attention to this topic. And you guys got to realize, before every YouTube video that you see, I have studied the behavior in the topic for like months and months and months closely before I spoke on it. And then this girl's video popped up and it was my final straw. I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about you girls that love attention. You love to manipulate. You like to be the victim. You like, you know, I'm going to talk about those girls. Not invalidating real victims, but we're going to talk about the other side to it. Do you get it? So, yeah, that's just, you know, in case you were wondering what's the creative process behind my videos, that. Just carefully observing people in real life. And this is why people say that my channel is very relatable, or I open their eyes in certain situations, because I'm a deep, like, we see these people, but I think very deeply into things. And, you know, I have all these questions and I analyze, and I'm very quiet when I do this too. And then it's like, boom, I have a YouTube video and it's a banger. So yeah. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. You don't even want to hear my thoughts on how the femcels are changing the definition of SA, because you guys would be very offended. But I do feel like part of that is women's need to feel included, even if it's dark, sick topics like being SA'd. Some women are sick like that, and they feel like SA just means a man, you're so desirable that a man just couldn't help himself. And some women want to be a part of that group for whatever weird, sick reason. Okay, so that's why they're getting the definition. It's the femcels that get the definition changed. Like, oh, SA means he looked at you too long, or he asked for your number. Yeah, So that's another conversation for another day. That one is a little bit too dark for YouTube. I don't think the public can handle that one. But yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go. Bye.